everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today's reading is a Path to Marriage reading. So this is going to be about your future marriage partner, their personality characteristics, their physical traits, work they're likely to do, the ups and downs along your path to marriage, an approximate time frame to walk down the aisle with this person, and whether or not you already know this person. So this is meant to be, more of a lighthearted reading, not to be taken too seriously, but like all readings on my channel, this is a general reading meant to apply and reach a lot of different people. So not every aspect of every reading is going to resonate or fit your situation, okay? So just keep that in mind. If it resonates really strongly, that's great. But if it doesn't, let it go. Pick another reading or another reader. I guarantee you will be fine, okay? So if you would like a more personal look at your specific situation, my contact information is in the description box below. So below this video, there's a little arrow to the side that points down. Click on that. Halfway down the description box is my menu of services. So what you would do is you'd select a service, and you would click on the PayPal link that is also down below, pay the amount for the service, then email me however much information you'd like me to know in order to do your reading, okay? Usually takes between 2 to 4 days, but last week I had several readings that ran ahead of schedule, so you could probably potentially get the reading even sooner than that, okay? So we have 3 choices here today. First choice is engagement. That's choice number 1. Second is wedding. That's number 2. And third is true love. That's number 3. So the timestamps are in the description box below, as always. And if you would like to use this method, you can stick around. Otherwise, click your timestamp or pause the video if you need more time. But I ask that you shut your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through the nose, nice and slow. And exhale out through the mouth, nice and slow. When you open your eyes, the first option you see is usually the right one for you, or at the very least has some good messages for you, okay? So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate all your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, and your personal readings. When you purchase a personal reading from me, it does help to keep the channel going, and I enjoy doing this channel for you. It is my pleasure. So let's go ahead and get started with option number 1. Welcome, Pile 1, to your Path to Marriage reading. So in the interest of time, I shuffled the cards, have them set aside, so let's get started. The first question that I asked was to see, if you knew the person that you're going to marry in your future, and we got the 6 of Pumpkins in reverse, or the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Ghosts in reverse, and the Ace of Bats. So what that is telling me is that no, you do not, for the majority of you who are drawn to this reading, you do not know the person that you are going to marry, okay? With the 6 of Coins in reverse, it talks about this person has not been somebody who has received equal give and take in love in the past. So I feel like financially they could have struggled or struggled regarding their resources. So I think that they're learning to open up to what their partner has to offer, their future partner, that would be you, what you have to offer, and as well as learning to receive right now. And with the 4 of Cups in reverse, that's telling me that this person is coming out of a period of not receiving. So they were the one in previous relationships or in general in their life regarding the people that they deal with who wasn't receiving. And so they're learning to receive, okay? Because I think that this person took the time and the space necessary to sort of heal themselves and look at what wasn't working in relationships. And part of what wasn't working was the unequal give and take and their inability to receive properly. So I think, maybe they were overwhelmed by, very busybody or active partners or friends or family in the past. And this has caused this person to withdraw, but they are in a withdrawal period and are coming out of that. So they just needed a breather. They were involved in some sort of emotional situation, I'm getting, that left them feeling worn out, and so they needed time alone to regroup. But after they've reassessed, their life and the way that they are and interact in their connections,
they want to start something new with the Ace of Bats. Something passionate and enticing, with regards to a relationship. However, something that's going to have a bit of an edge due to past experiences that left a bad taste in this person's mouth. But I do think they know what their issues are. It's having gone within. They know that, what their sharp edges are. And so I think they're aware of that. And for that reason, they're taking their time. They wouldn't rush into a connection with you, I don't feel. I think that once the connection gets going and is established, however, this person might move quickly towards marriage, but at first it could be a little bit edgy, just for the fact of what this person has been through and their desire to take things slowly and to be careful. And this person could, very well have just cut somebody out or people out of their lives, friends, family, a previous relationship. So this is another reason for them taking time alone, before getting romantically involved, is what I'm getting there. So, yeah, that's what we're getting with those 3 cards here. They are looking towards a new beginning, though. Something that will bring them the intellectual stimulation that they're seeking, but also a spiritual connection that they're seeking as well. So I looked into what are the possible jobs that your person might be doing, or careers they might be involved in, and I used the fairy tale oracle for that, and we got the Frog Prince, intimacy. So I believe that this person is probably somebody who either works with words. They could be some sort of a teacher or a writer. And if they were a teacher, they might work with children, like in a school setting, perhaps like an English teacher. Because I think this is a very compassionate person, but also somebody that helps others to get close with others by working out their psychological issues. So they could be a counselor or a social worker, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, something along those lines, okay? So I feel like, again, this person does like to work alone, so they probably work independently. They're pretty self-sufficient. We see that in their personal life they have a tendency to retreat. I feel that, that carries over into their work life as well. And this makes them very, self-reliant. They're very, emotional people. They definitely have depth, okay? And so I think they do work with emotions and memory. And they might have like a water fountain in their office or where they work. There's some sort of water reservoir or fixture that they enjoy listening to, that helps them in some way in their job, okay? So that's very possible. Whether they be there be a fountain outside their work building or whatever the case may be, but I think that they do work with emotions and memory and helping people to get over sad emotions as well. And it could be that this person, brings others together, like I said, like a counselor or healer of some kind, perhaps even works like with jewelry or at a jewelry store. And this would help them bring people together. Obviously, people go to a jewelry store to buy gifts for loved ones, for engagements, for presents, that sort of thing. So if this person works in that sort of an environment, this is how they use their skills to help people make the best investment regarding, their emotional relationships. And so that is, I think, as a result, this person's a very accepting person because of having to work with, human emotions and being diplomatic and sort of helping others in this way regarding coming to making good decisions and communicating their feelings, whether it be through jewelry as a gift or through words in a classroom setting, or through words if this person is a writer or as a psychologist or a counselor of some kind. And I think this is going to benefit the marriage greatly, as this person is willing to do the work necessary to have proper intimacy in relationships. Okay. I think, again, it's taken a lot for this person to get to that state, as we already saw with the Four of Ghosts in reverse. They've really had to go within over it, but I think this is somebody that, you know, is well on their way to mastering these skills of intimacy due to the type of work they do. And I also feel that this person likes to look beneath the surface of things, and isn't shallow in any way, but they do have an eye for beauty. And so they are able to see beauty in places that others may not be able to see. So this person might even work in the beauty industry, hairstylist, esthetician, plastic surgeon, something like that. That could be for a few of you. Okay. But I feel like keeping, their word is important to them regardless. So they're the type that keeps their word because there's honor in this person. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting from that. They really value their attachments and their relationships, their possessions, things like that, and their intimacy. And they're the type that knows how to share affection and share their feelings and their time and be open, or at least this is something that they do in their workplace, and this is something that they're learning to carry over into their intimate relationships. Okay, so there's that. Now, as far as traits this person might have, I went ahead and pulled some traits, mixed them up. These are traits that I channeled, wrote down, mixed them up really good, and just pulled at random. So let's see what we got here. For skin color, I'm getting light-skinned. So they have light skin, whatever their nationality is. Race or nationality is light skin. Their eye color is, they have dark eyes. Okay, coming across as black-brown eyes. So black or brown eyes. Their build is thick. Okay, so they're either muscular, a little plump, or both. Generally just a little bit, thicker, not really bony skinny. Hair color is blonde, whether it's natural blonde or dyed blonde, coming across as blonde. And we've got another skin color here, so this is very dark. So this person's either got very dark or very light skin. So half of you, this person's got light skin for their nationality, race, and for the other half, I'm getting very dark skin. Okay. Remember, this is a general reading watched by many, many people, so these messages can vary, and that's okay. As far as character traits, I went ahead and pulled some archetype cards, and I got the athlete in reverse, the mother in reverse, and the child divine upright. Okay. So the athlete in reverse is somebody who, this card says misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability, and entitlement. So this is somebody that comes across, I feel like, a lot tougher and more macho than they actually are. And I feel that's because of the insecurities that I already talked about. So they do have something of a selfish tendency. They might have been an athlete in the past, maybe in school, high school, that sort of thing. They're no longer an athlete, but they still kind of see themselves that way. They sort of still carry over that athletic type attitude. Okay. So, I think that I already said that this person has honor to them, but I think they learned that by being someone in the past who acted less than honorably. Perhaps, they played dirty to win back in their athlete days, and so this is where they sort of learned about not cheating or playing dirty, is what I'm getting from that card. So they just have a tendency mostly to put on a tough front, which is not uncommon in our society. So, And then with the mother card that came out in reverse, so this person is maybe having some abandonment issues. They either had, you know, abandonment issues from their mother or a mother figure in their life, or they had a very overbearing mother who, just sort of smothered them. This could even be like a Mr. Mom type if the father played the mother figure. It doesn't matter. It was just an element of somebody, um, abusing them. They could have suffered childhood abuse, whether psychological or physical. And this is why this person is in the healing fields that I mentioned, where they, whatever work they do, whether it be social work or counseling, they are trying to help people, feel better and to heal and to bring people together and to solve problems about like emotional problems. Could have just been that this person had a working mother who was a single mother, or just a working mother, or both parents worked and they didn't get enough attention. Maybe they were latchkey kids, kids that would come home from school, there'd be nobody to greet them, so they spent a lot of time alone. We already saw this person does like to be alone. And as a result of that, they missed out on some of the nurturing that would have been necessary for them to be like 110% healthy. Okay. And then with the child divine, this person has a real innocence and purity about them and redemption. So I think that through this person's work and their personal relationships, they've been able to redeem themselves by putting in the work on their emotional issues and helping others to heal, and by doing so healing themselves. And this is something that stemmed from what they lacked in childhood. There's still an inner child that's very strong in them, that has a lot of innocence and purity to them. And so then this is why this child is divine. So this is a really divine child that lives inside this person. And they do have a special connection. There is an element of, having a strong spiritual connection. And I said that with the Ace of Swords, that they're looking for that in a person. And this person is your future marriage partner, so they're going to find it in you, a spiritual connection, because of this part of them, this inner child part of them that needs and wants that. So, I feel like, part of this person's spiritual mission, was to fix problems, to redeem themselves or to be redeemed, redeeming others, making up for the abuses of their past and helping others to do the same. And they're especially good for that position because of this part of them that still is very innocent and very pure. And they are still very strongly connected to the divine, whether they know it or they say it that way or not. Okay? So, okay. I think that this part of this person's front, this tough front they put up, is because they have been hurt. And so they compensate for that by trying to be hurt. But just know that they are very spiritual, connected to the divine, have a real purity and innocence to them, and desire to make things better and to heal. Okay? To heal themselves and to heal others. So I did the journey to your path to marriage, and we got a marriage indicator right away. So I feel like after you meet this person, because the card said that you don't know this person already, then it will probably be as short as like 6 to 9 months, less than a year for you to get to marriage with this person. The first card that came out was the Queen of Pumpkins. That's an earth sign energy. I haven't said the signs here because they don't really matter, but that might be a special message for someone. And again, this is talking about that mothering issues that they're working on, that they're trying to overcome with that. Because the Queen of Pumpkins is a nurturing card. It's a very fertile and comfortable card when it's upright, but when it's in reversed, it does talk about someone who is focusing more on things, material things, than they are on relationships or emotions. And as we see, the emotions are very strong in this person's work and what they came here to do. And so I think that, this person, part of what this person is working through is healing a parental relationship, as we already saw. And also whatever wounds, including like obsessive tendencies that they learned in childhood. Because the tendency to be obsessive and to control and be controlling is a fear tactic that you learn in childhood. If you didn't get the nurturing that you really needed, then you start to try to control or obsess over every little detail because you're afraid you're not going to get your needs met. So this is what this person is working through here. And I feel like they're still really learning how to use their money, to use their resources, to be balanced financially. But the good news is we did get the World card here. Actually, the World card did come out in reverse. So the World card's a marriage indicator card for me. And so this is why I'm saying that you're going to have a short path to marriage when you meet this person, like I said. But with this World card being reversed, I feel like there are some obstacles that will need to be addressed, as I've already discussed. The sense of feeling stuck, regardless of all your hard work, this person might feel like they're putting in a lot of work towards this connection, as they put a lot of work in towards intimacy and value intimacy highly. And as a result, they might feel a little bit disappointed at first at some point with the connection, that it's not being as deep or as intimate or as sharing and caring as this person would like it to be, as quickly as they would like it to be. And so I think that this person is just going to continually work on that throughout your courtship and your marriage. And I think that what you share is going to be really, like I said, intimate. It's going to be something that's between the two of you. It's going to be really strong, but it's not going to be something you're going to put on display. You're not going to splash it on social media. You're not going to talk about it a lot to others, to your friends, family. They're not going to do that. They're not going to talk about a lot to others, their friends and family. It's going to be personal between the two of you, and I feel this is how this person likes that. So really feel like, you could get some curveballs thrown to you towards the end of your courtship, or along like the time that you're getting engaged, and even with regards to the marriage, because of this card being in reverse. So just be aware of that things might not go exactly according to your plans or according to this person's plans, because we see that they have some obsessive tendency, and if their mother is overbearing still in their life, they might have some obsessive tendencies about how your courtship and marriage is supposed to go. So there might be some problem solving that needs to be done regarding all of that when the time comes. So being forewarned is forearmed. So I'm letting you know this now. If this is resonating with you, that you're just going to need to be a bit flexible. And I feel like this person might feel like frustrated, and they're going to have some self-doubt with regards to the connection, but they're going to get through that and have happier times. Happier times will be ahead for the two of you. Okay, it will be happier times will be in your future and in this marriage. It's just going to be, there's some frustrations that need to be overcome, but definitely you're going to turn a corner in the relationship to where it's going to be a lot smoother sailing and happier times together. So I pulled some tea leaf cards here, and these are just meant to give additional information about this person. And I got the arrow card. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. So again, this person doesn't trust very easily, or seems like they have high standards about how they want things to go, and when things don't go exactly the way they want them to, they tend to feel like giving up, or just get like real moody, and just have an idea in their head about the way that they want it to go, and they get frustrated when it doesn't. But this is indicating that this person is on the right path, and they're going to be aware of that. There is that turning of the corner where they know that they are on the right path, and the road is straight ahead, and they're going to know which way to go with this. Then we got August. So you might be getting married in August, which is quite feasible. That's less than a year from now, right? I think the card said something around like 6 to 9 months after you meet this person. So if you were to meet this person fairly soon, well, you could even meet them within 6 to 9 months. And then perhaps, marriage would occur within August of this year or next year, depending on, what you decide. This person could also be born in August, or you could be born in August. Then we've got the club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. I get that mother energy again, this overbearing parental figure. So just bear in mind that, this person's going to have outside pressures, regarding their life, and it's going to influence you as their partner, because there's always someone, whether it be from work or family, that is going to be pressuring this person to do something that they don't want to do, or to do it against their will, and make them doubt their path a bit. But they're always going to find their true path, because we've got the Hills card, obstacles to overcome. And I feel like with the Hills card, there are obstacles. We saw some of those already, personal obstacles, but I feel this person is overcoming those obstacles and will continue to overcome those obstacles despite what pressures they experience and where those pressures come from. And then we've got the Owl card, good advice from a wise person. So there is someone, or there are people in this person's sphere that they know of who give them good advice, and that will help them. Even if it's a parental figure who is sort of bossy or overbearing, the good news is that that they do give good advice. I feel that, the parent does love this person and does give them good advice, despite being overbearing sometimes. But also we've got dogs getting together with friends. So this person might be a pet person. They might have a bird, or they might have some dogs. They might be a dog person. But also I think this is good. Getting good advice from a wise person could just simply be getting it from their friends. This person has, friends or colleagues who they can rely on to give them good advice. And so I see that as being the case here with this person. Okay. So I think that, their friends are probably pretty fun people, and that this person is going to enjoy, or does enjoy, time with their friends, having a good time. So even though they like spending time alone, they still do have friends who they enjoy going out with and having fun with. So that's a good thing, in case you were thinking this person was too introverted or closed off. They're not. And then with the Owl, the wise advice, I feel like this person is just a very observant type person too. They really recognize and see everything that's happening around them, which makes sense, because if there are any sort of psychological, or just a field where they work with people and have to determine, and figure out people's emotions as part of their job, then they would be very observant, wouldn't they? And very wise, and so they could be able to read people enough to do their job and get their job done properly. So I do feel like this person will receive good advice, regarding their life path in particular, but also regarding you and your connection, that will lead them, down the right path, where they will do right by you and you will have happiness with this person. I'm not getting anything that indicates that you wouldn't get happiness with this person who is your future marriage partner. So that's great. It's not, we can't always assume that just because you're going to end up married to somebody that it's going to be happy, but with you, Pile 1, I am feeling that there is happiness in your future with regards to this person who's coming in for you, okay? Well, that's your path to marriage reading. Thank you, Pile 1, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know, what you think in the comment section. And if you'd like a personal reading, you can go ahead and hit me up. My contact information is in the description box below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified when I upload new videos. And again, thanks for watching. Welcome, Pile 2, to your path to marriage reading. So in the interest of time, I went ahead and shuffled all the cards and got those ready. This future marriage partner, what they're going through at present is that they're going through a time where they're taking a break from the burdens in their life. Maybe they were a really hard worker, a workaholic, and they're sort of backing off from that and putting down some burden in their life to take a rest break. Okay? Because I think that this person has a lot of warmth to them with the Sun card, and a nurturing tendency towards them. They have a real childlike part to their personality that allows them to have fun and to let their hair down, and I feel like that's what they're doing right now, taking a break from hardship in order to have a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? I think this is an optimist by nature. This is a Leo energy card. Leos tend to be optimistic and fun-loving. Also nurturing and warm and creative. And I think that there is some, conflict around them. Maybe this is conflict, ego battles, petty battles around them. Um, but I think that mostly this person just takes it with a grain of salt. They're kind of like a duck, just let it roll off their back. And also this could just be practice too. I don't know if they are involved in some sort of jousting match, like at a Renaissance fair. That might be something that they do sometimes. I don't know why I'm just getting that, but um, it does show, practicing and play fighting. So maybe they just like to play fight with their friends because there's a real like childlike element to this person. I feel like, when they're with you, when you meet them, you will give them the sense of freedom that they need to sort of take a break from their hardships and have a good time, let their hair down. But I feel like maybe there is going to be competition when you meet this person. People around them might be competitive with you, and or vice versa. People around you might be competitive with them. So let's go ahead and look further into this. So other traits that I got for your person, we've got the monk nun in reverse. So this card says negative judgment of physical world, excess piety. So this person might have a judgmental streak to them. As fun-loving as they are, they do have an ego, a strong ego here. We've got 2 ego cards with the Sun and the 5 of Imps. And or they might be religious or from a very religious family. So there might be some dogma, some judgmentalness, some stubbornness to this person's character. Okay? Particularly, with regards to anything that they, consider sort of like low life or low vibrational. This person has sort of their head in the clouds a little bit. They have high standards, I think, which is nothing wrong with that unless you let it get away from you. And so I think they might let it get away from them, let their ego be judgmental a bit sometimes. And then with the Hero card, we've got the Hero card in reverse. So this is talking about this person being that you're going to marry someone who is, has escapist tendencies. They might fancy themselves like a hero. Maybe they like to watch too many superhero movies. Again, I'm getting this real sort of Leo energy that could be in their chart but doesn't have to be, of, just kind of getting their head in the clouds, letting their imagination run away from them, fancying themselves as like a hero. They just need to not digress into escapism too much to where they're avoiding their life and their problems, because they're too busy living in imagination land, right? But at least I feel like their intentions are good. They have this sort of high ideal that they're trying to achieve. And though they might not be able to achieve it in the physical world to the extent that they would like to, they sort of instead let themselves imagine that they're achieving this sort of hero or heroine status. And then the Queen in reverse also came out, talks about being arrogant when their authority is challenged and being controlling and demanding. So this person does have this, air about them. Again, this is all sort of a theme of just, highfalutin, like having a high standards, high ideals, and liking things their own way, not liking to be challenged, not being afraid to stand up and fight for what they believe in. I feel like even if they're wrong, sometimes they will still try to fight for it rigorously, fight to be right. And so they can have this like little bit of demanding, controllingness about them that can appear or seem or even actually be arrogant at times. So being forewarned is being forearmed. So that's why I'm letting you know this now, okay? However, if this is a masculine, they are in touch with their feminine side with the Queen card. And as a feminine, they are also in touch with their feminine side, which is good. They just need to raise that vibration a bit so that they're less demanding and more protective and good-natured versus, the negative aspects of the Queen. So as far as what kind of work they might do, I pulled the Water and Salt, the Truth card. So, there is a sense that they might work in some sort of idealistic field, like a nonprofit organization or with the church or some sort of spiritual or religious organization. That could resonate for some of you because truth is important to this person. But I'm also getting that, possible careers with that card is that this person might be a chef. They might run their own kitchen. Chefs have a lot of authority. They can be demanding, controlling, liking things just their own way, right? And it's for the good of their business because being that way helps them to be successful. So that could be, maybe they run their own kitchen. Also with this card, they might work like in the butcher's section of a grocery store, or they might like to hunt. Could even be like a farmer, somebody that works in produce, something along those lines. I'm getting food strongly with this card. And they're definitely somebody that that likes to eat, that has a refined palate, or at least they think they do. A foodie. And so I think that also, with this card that I think that's pretty much all I'm getting from that card. Somebody that believes in like the truth, and it could even be, since it's high ideals, this hero complex type stuff coming through. Somebody that works in law enforcement, firefighter, the military, things like that as well. That's coming through, not as strong, so that might only apply for a few of you. We've got a ton of people that watch these videos, so the messages are going to vary, but just take what resonates and forget what doesn't. When you meet this person, you'll be able to decide or know if they're the right person for you, right? Regardless of what I say. So I do just think that this person is a very proud person, and whatever it is that they do, and definitely likes to have things their own way. But I feel like they do, have a good heart, and they try to do things the right way, so that everybody can benefit for the most part. But I think that just lends itself to getting a little bit, fanciful or carried away sometimes with this heroine in reverse card. And so again, but I am getting like rescuer. There could be some sort of element of rescue to this person. So let's see what else the cards say here. And some of the traits that I went ahead and channeled and wrote down several traits, mixed them up real good, and pulled them out at random. So let's see what came out for you as far as physical traits go. So this person's build is muscular. So this person could have a muscular build. They're probably pretty fit. Who doesn't like that, right? Their hair color is, this is height. Their height about the same as you, okay? So I think we got two height cards here. So for half of you, this person might be the same height or around the same height as you. And for the other half of you, if this person's going to be taller than you, okay? And then their hair color is, well, they don't have hair. Okay. So if this is a female, she might have a shaved head or partially shaved head or very short hair, or this person might be rocking like the Bruce Willis look. Or who else is rocking that shiny head look? A lot of people nowadays. The Rock look, right? Muscular, bald head. Yeah. I dig it. I hope you dig it. Do you dig it? I dig it. Okay, so, and then eye color is other or green. So it could be, a unique eye color. Some people have eye color that looks almost purple or violet, or honey-colored eyes that look almost yellowish or golden, or green eyes, okay? So that's what I'm getting for physical traits. Let's get some more general traits about this person here. So from the Tea Leaf Tarot, we got I, psychic ability, trust your intuition. So this person is intuitive. We did see that they were in touch with their feminine side. Unfortunately, they need to work on their feminine side. They're a little bit in the lower vibration of that, but still intuition is strongly associated with the feminine. So I feel, with this card coming out, they have some psychic abilities. So that's pretty cool. Kind of naturally in touch with their third eye. And then V for victory in some endeavor. So this is the type of person, like I said, they fight for what they want and they expect to accomplish their goals. So if they want to fight for you, they're going to fight for you hard. And they expect to accomplish their goals regarding you as well. So I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Just, we did see that there's a tendency to get carried away with it and maybe be a little too assertive or arrogant or aggressive, competitive. But I feel like it's kind of balanced out with the eye card talking about their psychic ability and their intuition, so they're able to sort of recognize when they're not acting right. And that I think that they are somebody that has learned to trust their intuition, and has learned the hard way that going against their intuition just leads to bigger problems. And since this person likes to win, they tend to listen to their intuition, because by listening to their intuition they actually win. They have a better chance of being victorious, and being victorious is important to this person, as we see. So, and then the next card is bag. Okay. Something important, such as a new job or a raise. So that might be something this person is trying to be victorious with regard to, having a new job, getting that raise, whatever they do. They are trying to advance themselves. They're ambitious. I feel like they're the type of person that's always trying to do better, right? Not only are they competitive with others, but they're competitive with their self. And I think they, whatever they're going after, be it a new job or a raise, they will be victorious. And I think it will be, gratifying for them. It will really make them happy to overcome their obstacles. With that bag card and with the victory card coming out next to each other like that. So, I'm going to get to the path to marriage here in a second. I just want to look one more thing here. Yeah. So that bag card is just symbolic, representing the hard work that they need to put in to achieve the reward and the financial gain, the increase in power and the advancement that they're looking for. But they will be victorious, okay? So that's a bit more about them. So let's look at the path to marriage here. Well, this one's kind of a long path to marriage. So let me see if I can get all of them on here. All the cards on here. I like these little Halloween cards for this because they're smaller in size, so it's easier to fit more cards on this card holder here. Unfortunately, not quite all of them, but okay. So hopefully you can see, most of that. With the, at present, I feel like there is rest needing to be taken right now. Somebody, is overworking themselves, and we see that this person is resting with the Ten of Wands, right? Just back in there. Ten of Wands in reverse. Somebody that overworks themselves due to their competitive nature, so they're taking a time out from that, and they really need to rest up and to heal, or else things will get worse. I think that this person, does obsessively worry about, whether or not they're going to find the right partner and whether or not they're going to achieve their goals at work. I think it does keep them up late at night. I think they do have anxiety about their progress in life in general and being good enough, okay? I do feel like this person may have been involved with someone who's very independent, quite a lovely person who had their things together. This could represent your person, but I'm getting, that they are somebody that has their stuff together, and likes to be single. And I think there's somebody that does tell the truth and likes to, cut out any BS. They've been through a lot regarding a connection here. I feel like a previous connection. And this could be you, since this is a reading that's saying that you know this person. So what I'm getting is that you are, burnt out on the connection, the both of you are. You're waiting to come out of this time of disconnection or no contact for some of you. It's caused a lot of anxiety and obsession over one another. I think that if you are showing up in this earth sign energy of the Nine of Pentacles as somebody who is independent and strong and in your power, that this person is seeing you that way. But you're not really available to you. You might have even cut this person out. And as a result, that you are... you have learned a lot. You have grown a lot from the pain of the past, that whatever this person put you through. You might be an air sign energy, but don't have to be. But as a result of that, you've really grown and you've really blossomed. So you put an end to any juggling that was occurring with this person and made a decision. And this decision was about, not putting up with any nasty behavior. Somebody that is just too focused on the wrong things. Focused on, money, material things, instead of emotion and commitment and intimacy. I think you were really stressed out by this person at some point for their lack of commitment and their lack of maturity. They could have even been just like really mean, nasty, corrupt, or boorish, just like a jerk to you with this King of Pumpkins in reverse. But I feel like you made the decision regarding this connection to cut this person out and be in your feminine or masculine single power. And it's got this person stressed out a bit regarding you. And I think also that, you had options, this fire sign energy in reverse. But mostly, relationships that you've been in the past have not played out the way you'd like them to be. Could have been with very non-committal people in the past, who would ride into your life and then ride out, very unreliable, fickle, flirtatious people. And so, as a result of this, you were done dirty, basically. Somebody did you dirty, and it could have been this person with the Five of Bats here. And we know that they are somebody that's a bit arrogant, who likes to win, so they'll win at any cost, even if it means cheating or, taking advantage of someone. Probably sexually, or with regards to, like, manipulating your emotions, or just not being there for you, and perhaps seeing other people. But I feel like this person is developing into the Emperor with the success and the victory that they're about to have. With this raise or this new job, or just the fact that, they are realizing that you're the right person for them. Is the Emperor card here is the Divine Masculine. It's somebody that's still concerned about money and material things, but not in an excessive way. More so in the way of they are wanting to protect you and their loved ones, and be that strong father figure and husband figure. So it's an accomplished person who cares about stability, but in a balanced way. Because we've got the Six of Pentacles here. So there's an end to the juggling. There's an end to the one-sidedness and the jerky behavior. And there is a return of balance and an equal give and take and generosity in the connection from you to them and them to you. And this truce that you guys have struck, I feel like there is some sort of a truce here regarding this connection, but because of feeling stuck between a rock and a hard place, there's not really a new beginning occurring at present yet. Okay, this new beginning where you guys can communicate maturely and rationally, that's not really present yet. There's still some confusion and some unknown factors at play, some lack of the truth, although this person's energy is truthful at present. and at their core they are truthful. I just don't feel like they've been very truthful with you. And that's the reason why you're, in this standstill energy. Oops. But with the Temperance card, I feel like there is going to be the blossoming of this connection when the opposing elements, you two being at sort of odds with one another, is going to mix together in such a way that you're going to create something new. Because the Temperance card is about blossoming, it's about pouring things together and creating something new. It's about chemistry and using that chemistry to create healing in a connection, a divinely guided connection. I feel that the angels and your guides are helping you with this. And as a result, you will receive an apology from this person with the seven of bats in reverse. Because they know they took advantage of you in the past. They did you dirty in some way. They sort of were selfish and took what they could get and just did their own thing regardless of how you felt about it. And they know they were wrong about that. And so what the missing element to this equation is that apology. And I feel like once you get that apology, you're going to have that Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is a financially stable as well as an emotionally stable marriage or higher level commitment. So this is a path to marriage reading. Then it is talking about a higher level commitment and marriage, basically. It's talking about marriage. So it is in the reverse. So that means that it could be like a 4-star marriage versus a 5-star marriage, just to keep it real. But it's still very positive. I think what it will be lacking will be, that it'll be slow to develop. As we see, all these cards represent time, okay? And so it's going to be a little while. I hate to tell you that. But, this is just a reading. So, take what resonates and forget what doesn't. This is meant for entertainment value, but there can be some truths in it that you can take with you from it. And I hope that you do. Because, I do see marriage with this person here with the Ten of Pentacles as a marriage indicator card. And I just think that there's still going to be some things that need to be overcome, like potentially problems with family members or, continued disagreements or frustrations regarding, the division of labor between you and in the home, like domestic chores, responsibilities, and things like that. Money, there's going to be a lot of compromise, temperance, balance needed with regards to the money, okay? So also could be, that children or parents will be another responsibility that your marriage will have to bear. And also some emotional baggage and old hurts from the way that the connection has progressed and how long it's taken, and this sort of on again, off again, start and stop energy that I'm getting from the connection. So those old hurts are going to rear their ugly heads inside the marriage that you're going to continue to have to work through. Okay? So probably like, it's going to be at least like 2.5 to 3 years for those who chose this pile, for who, the ones this is strongly resonating with, before you and this person are going to head down the aisle. So I'm going to go ahead and get you a Healing with the Angels card, just because I feel guided to for this one. Spirits, angels, and guides, what advice do you have for this viewer pile 2 regarding their path to marriage? For pile 2. Breaking free. Yeah, I think you're going to break free from these restrictions. I think that this person's breaking free from their responsibilities and their lack of healing in the connection. Both of you are going to break free from those things that are holding you back, that's causing this standstill and this stagnation in the connection. So an affirmation that you can say for the breaking free card to help things move along in this connection a little bit faster, a little bit better is, I am free and I am powerful. I now allow myself to enjoy this freedom and power. Okay? Because again, inside the marriage, we did see the potential for there to be outside pressures, obstacles, and responsibility that affect the overall happiness of the marriage. It's still going to be a happy marriage, but there's, things that, realistically that you're going to have to deal with. And so, even if it's like family or financial obligations or unsatisfaction at work for one of you, this is just saying that, you know, when you are responsible for yourself, you're more responsible for other people. So, put yourself first and take care of yourself, and that will help the connection. Be responsible, take responsibility for yourself here, and what you bring to the table, and the roles that you play in the conflict, and have this person do the same. And I think that with this card here, I think that it's saying that this person will, but the main thing is to pray for help releasing any fears so that you can break free from your fears, because, excessive worrying, like we saw here, can actually manifest the thing that you don't want. So you don't worry excessively, and you can, pray to whoever it is that you believe in, your higher power, about that. Okay. Well, thank you, Pile 2, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that Path to Marriage reading. And if you liked it, let me know in the comment section below, and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you haven't already. And if you'd like a personal reading, highly customized personal reading, contact information is in the description box below. Thanks again for watching. Hi, welcome, Pile 3, to your Path to Marriage reading. So in the interest of time, I went ahead and shuffled the cards and got them all laid out. The first question that I asked here was if you already know this person. And we got the Justice card, the Hermit card, the Lovers, and the Ten of Pumpkins. So yes, this is a resounding yes. You very much love this person, okay? This is somebody you've either been in love with or had a relationship with, or both. So I'm getting this might be somebody that is a very balanced person, or somebody who's very logical. This could be, somebody who is spiritual, or works, in a scientific field, like the medical field, or as a science teacher. We've got here with the Hermit card. This is someone that I feel that you've had to make a choice with regarding love, that this is a spiritually guided union, a higher level soulmate connection. And we got a marriage indicator card right off the bat, talking about the Ten of Pumpkins. So this could have been somebody that you were married to in the past, or considered marrying, either lived with, or that you will. Obviously, if this is the person you're going to marry, you're going to have a solid, happy home that is financially comfortable, with a lot of family around you, and a happy and solid marriage with a solid emotional base as well. So very positive cards. One that's going to be, good karma, balanced, where you both, are being divinely guided and take the time out necessary to go within, to take care of yourselves, so that the connection is balanced, and where you feel abundant. So yes, this is someone that you know. This is definitely a higher level soulmate with all the major arcana, I feel, as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and look further here. So the archetype cards that I got for you to describe this person are the Mediator. So it came out in reverse. This talks about shadow attributes. So this person, at present is someone that sort of has ulterior motives, and they might like to negotiate, but they're always trying to get, the best deal for themselves, because they're, working from their own agenda, or, they have a hidden agenda. They just might not like to, have all their cards out on the table. They have secrets, okay? Things that they like to keep to themselves. This could be professionally, or personally. And with the Child Orphan card that came out in reverse, this talks about this person's feelings of abandonment, that may have stifled their maturation. So in other words, they might be a little bit on the immature side, at least emotionally. Maybe they felt abandoned or as a child, or were adopted, or these are just issues that they're trying to deal with. So I think that they might have sought validation from like friends groups and other places that weren't necessarily appropriate, just sort of looking for their home, for their family, the sense of home and family that they didn't feel that they had growing up. And with the child nature card, I feel like this person might like to be out in nature or like animals, but I think they do have a short temper, with animals sometimes, and so or with people for that matter, and as a result, they are sometimes a little bit unkind because of their short temper with regard to just the issues that they're dealing with. If they're having a bad day, then they might not have time for taking care of any animals that they have. They might just not be a pet person at this time. They might be too busy dealing with their own issues to worry about taking care of a pet properly, or the environment for that. Maybe they litter sometimes. Okay, so nobody's perfect. Okay. So I do feel like this person does have the ability to learn to be like more fair in their negotiation skills, and have more respect for both sides of the arguments, and also more independent, as they conquer their fears of surviving and their fears of abandonment. And also, I think this will affect the way that they communicate with nature and with animals, and treat them as well. Just based on some of these early cards that we got, with them being, justice oriented and loving. I think they definitely have the potential to manifest, the light attributes of these cards. So as far as like physical traits of this person for pile 3, let's see. I went ahead and channeled some messages, mixed them all up, pulled them at random, and what we got is, for eye color, this person could have gray or hazel eyes. Your future spouse could have gray or hazel eyes. Their skin color for their nationality or race will be on the darker side. Dark. It's a nice contrast. Light eyes, dark skin. Attractive. Their build is muscular. So they have a muscular build. Got a second build card. Let's see what this says. Stocky. So for some of them, they might be, more on the stocky side. They're definitely going to be muscular. Just depends, there's the muscular types that are long and lean and muscular, and there's the muscular types that are more like bulky. So for some of you, it's going to be, stocky. Some of you, it's going to be just, muscular, long, and lean. For hair, we've got bald, so they could have very short hair, like a crew cut, buzz cut, or be actually bald, rocking the Bruce Willis, the rock look. Or if it's a female, she could potentially be bald too, or just have very short hair. And another one for hair is brown, black. So any hair that they do have is likely to be dark. So brown or black hair. Okay. So that's what we got for physical traits. Let's see what else we've got here. So this person could be, there could be an age difference between the two of you with the December and the June card. I know it's May, December, but I just feel drawn to tell you there could be quite an age difference in, a few to several years age difference. Also, one or both of you might be born in one of these months, December or June. Since we're talking about your person specifically, they could be born in December or June. Remember, this is a general reading. A lot of people are going to watch this reading, so a lot of people are there's going to be a lot of variety in the reading for that reason. So just take what resonates and forget what doesn't. Also, there's some significance regarding December or June here. They might have the traits of the signs born in December, that's Sagittarius, Capricorn, or June, that's Gemini and Cancer. So if you want to, you can look those up if you don't already know what the traits of those signs are. And also we got the Heart card, love, deep affection, and caring. So I already did see, with the Lovers card coming out right off the bat, that there is going to be, a deep love. Since you already know this person, you have felt deep love, deep caring, and deep affection for this person and them for you. So it's been mutual, okay? So that is what the Heart card is. Heart card is saying. It's backing that up, and it's saying also, that if you see, it's a new blossoming of love, because there are red roses blossoming around the heart. So that's calling for a renewal. So if you've been apart, then this is a renewal and a blossoming of love. Or if it's very early days in the connection, then there's a blossoming of love that's going to occur here. So it's beautiful. And again, it does indicate that there's a lot of caring and the feeling of love and deep affection for each other, and or that you're going to be developing this love and deep affection for one another. Okay, if you haven't already. Doesn't get any better than that. Just because you're marrying someone doesn't mean that the love is very deep or that it's really strong. People get married for a lot of reasons, but in your case, you will be marrying because the love is very deep and very strong and spiritually guided. Okay. So as far as like professions that this person might do, what they might do for work, is the Wounds card. So I did see that this person might work in a laboratory, might be like a lab technician, work in healthcare. You can see like the skeleton, that's very scientific. If they were like a science teachers often will have, like a skeleton hanging up in the back, back of the classroom. If it's a biology class, that sort of thing, could be a biology teacher. But I feel like this person does deal with healing in some capacity. The healing of wounds. Because that's the name of the card. So they could be a doctor, they could be a nurse. Also, this talks about like blood. I don't know the name of the people who draw blood. I can't remember it right now, but could work for like the Red Cross or some blood donation center. And strangely enough, they could even work in like glass installation. So they could work with glass. They could be like an automotive glass installer, or like a window cleaner for those skyscrapers. That's coming through for that as well. But mostly for like it's about like healing and healthcare, and also like holistic health. Somebody that gathers herbs. They might be a Wiccan or a witch, or somebody that gathers herbs and makes potions and heals that way. But they don't have to be that specifically. They could simply just be like an old school healer, or like a shaman type, modern shaman type, however you say that word. Also, they could work with wine too, like be a wine taster, or work in a liquor store that sells fine wine. And also I'm getting that they could be in like somebody that helps you lose weight, like a weight loss coach. That could also be something that they could do. Or in some capacity they keep secrets. That came through earlier, but they keep secrets in with regard to their profession or their work too. So maybe they have to sign those HIPAA forms, at the doctor's office, when you have to sign like confidentiality, whatever, especially if they work in healthcare. Confidentiality forms need to be signed. Client confidentiality, patient confidentiality. They could work on that end of it too, maybe administratively. Okay, dealing with those forms. So that's what I'm getting for that. And for the path to marriage here, I've got the cards, so I'm going to go ahead and lay them out and take a look at them. And so it looks like there has been a painful ending. here in this connection, it felt like, somebody was left out in the cold. And now there's a new beginning happening here with somebody taking a leap of faith, or this person took a leap of faith away from you because they wanted to go and do their own thing and have a good time, and this left you feeling, very emotionally distraught and betrayed. But I do think this person is going to be opening up and telling you how they feel and apologizing to you, offering you something. They're going to be very shy about it. I think this is a very romantic person. I think they've been stagnating and putting off, like telling you how they feel, but they're going to come out of that energy and actually take some action instead of just, instead of stagnating, instead of holding their emotions close to their chest, they're actually going to let you know how they feel and make some sort of a affectionate offer or communication. I think really feel like they're going to come towards you. Some water sign energy coming through pretty strong here. Those are emotional beings. They like to hide their emotions sometimes. And as I said earlier, this person is a bit immature regardless of age. But I think this time of being heartbroken, this time of this ending in the connection is over with. But definitely a separation has occurred here. A moving away, trying to go to something better, realizing the grass wasn't greener on the other side. So they drove away from you, went on their own little journey to have their own little good time or whatever they were trying to do. And then realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side. Now they're turning back around to come towards you. But they are overwhelmed at the prospect. Like, it really stresses them out, makes them feel overwhelmed, knowing that they have to talk to you about what happened and about what they did. Like, in their heart of hearts, they definitely want to apologize to you, but it's going to be hard for them. They're going to try to procrastinate and put it off as long as possible because they know that they were stupid and wrong for leaving in the first place. That's what I'm getting. So they are, they may have been married or involved in a committed relationship that was like a marriage that broke their heart, and that was part of the reason why they had trouble committing to you in the past, or taking this connection to the next level, or making the connection move way slower than it needed to by refraining from, by holding in their feelings or emotions towards you. But I do think they see you as like the solid, nurturing type of person that that deserves their love and affection, that they can have a family with, a child with. But they are, delaying. They're delaying. They're making their way back towards you, but they're just being very slow about it because they're trying to figure out their money situation. They're trying to, they're really focusing on work, balancing home and work responsibilities. Maybe for some of them, work was part of the reason why they moved away from you. Maybe they moved to a different city or state, but they're coming back, or they were just too busy juggling, their other interests, whatever those might be, to stay with you and to commit to you before. And so this lack of commitment, lack of communication about their feelings, it overwhelmed, both of you, and it also cooled your affections towards them. Or I feel that they feel that your affections is cooled towards them. So they're watching you to see, to observe you, to see, how you might be really feeling. If they weren't paying attention to you before, they're paying attention to you now to try to gather as much information. I think they see you as someone who is very strong and passionate and mature. And they're sort of taking notes to learn from you, but also to learn how to approach you, or to time the approach. Okay? So I'll show you some of the cards here. We've got the Page of Pumpkins in reverse. So that's talking about somebody, taking a lazy approach towards this connection and not communicating. And then we've got the Fool upright. So somebody's taking a leap of faith towards some new venture. Often, a leap of faith away from a relationship, sort of like just pie in the sky, chasing waterfalls, chasing rainbows, having a good time. And then the Five of Pumpkins in reverse. So you were left out in the cold here. Because maybe emotionally this person wasn't feeling it because they didn't have enough money or anything to offer you, but also that's turning around now because this card is in the reverse. So yeah, that's turning around now. I think that you probably let go of this connection from it was unfulfilling, and or this person did because there wasn't enough like resources, or they didn't feel they had anything to offer you. And I think that that time is ending. Well, we know that it's ending, right? Because this person is your future spouse, so that difficult time is ending, and actions are going to be taken. This person is going to take the leap of faith to repair the damage, and there has been significant damage with the Ten of Bats in reverse. It's talking about a painful ending and a betrayal. Okay, very painful ending, very painful betrayal, but that time is over. So I just feel like you probably gave up on the connection because of the way this person was behaving, and you felt very sad at the very least about it. It was a very hard time for you, representing a lot of suffering here. But yeah, big period of hardship. But I feel like you are both looking forward to starting over and being free of the troubles from the past. And part of those troubles were that, this person was holding, was being greedy and selfish, not only with their resources, but, with their emotions towards you, with that card there. And so with that being, in reverse, it shows them again coming out of that. Their limited vision with regards to you, not being able to see how relationship could progress, it did cause the ending in the relationship, or the stagnation if it's not ended. But I feel that it is for most of you. Whoever is resonating with this has ended before, and there were obstacles and delays to your moving ahead as a result of that, obviously. And I think that's partly this person's clinging to their old ideas and their tried and true methods, and they were just afraid of taking a risk regarding this connection, but not afraid of taking a risk regarding other things, if that makes sense. Because there's some intimacy issues here, apparently. Or at least a fear of losing control, losing control to you because of the deep feelings that they have for you. And not wanting to feel trapped in the connection. But they do have very deep feelings for you with the Page of Ghosts in reverse. I feel like they feel, like I said, that's a card of apology, but they also feel like shy about bringing that apology towards you because they know how they've treated you. They are sensitive, underneath it all, but they are immature and naive as well. I feel like they feel like if they open themselves up a little bit to you, then, it's just going to be like the floodgates. It's all just going to come pouring out. And, that they're going to even come across as clingy, or they're just not going to have the necessary boundaries to protect themselves. But I feel like that's where they're headed. They're going from one extreme to the other in kind of a sense for some of you, from this energy of holding back too much to maybe being a little too open. I just think this reason for their behavior in the past was more to do with their low self-esteem issues than it was to do with you. Because we did see that they have suffering some abandonment issues, and just seeking validation from the wrong people as a result of that. So not knowing how to have a healthy relationship with the right kinds of people, with you, for instance. So yeah, definitely shy and uncertain about this connection and about communicating with you. Afraid of losing control, afraid of you having the upper hand. But regardless, they are moving, they are progressing. They're progressing from the Page to the Knight, and the Knight makes moves. Okay, the Knight is a bit more mature of an energy, so they are maturing a little bit. And that's what's necessary for them to actually travel towards you and make you a romantic offer, a romantic communication. So I think they're definitely going to extend you some sort of exciting invitation here. Once things get going, this is what they're wanting to do, this is what they're going to do. Just remember that, as fun as this person is, they're still a little bit immature, a little bit daydreamy. You shouldn't take him too seriously at first. Let him prove himself. Just because this is a marriage reading and you say, oh, this is the one I'm going to marry, it's still just a reading. You want to take it easy and follow your own intuition and your own brains. Use your own brains regarding this connection, because this energy is still a bit immature and transient. Knights are on the move quite a bit. However good his intentions might be, or her intentions might be, it's not the most stable energy, so don't lose your head, okay? But it does represent like love and romance and an offer and a communication, okay? And the progression in maturity from page to knight. So we're moving in the right direction here. And the Hanged Man in reverse talks about getting out of that Hanged Man position where you're just sort of swinging in the breeze and just, not making a decision, not taking any action. With the Hanged Man still being, the Hanged Man, it still does indicate, delays, unfortunately. But I think, more or less, he is coming out of, or she is coming out of this energy of being upside down here, being unable to make a decision. So, I do think they are hung up on you, and I do think, they want to know if you still feel the same, if you return their affection. But there's some sacrifices, some habits, or some behaviors that harm the relationship that they're reluctant to give up on. Those habits, that led to the breakup, or the division in the relationship, to this three of swords in reverse, three of bats, which talks about heartbreak, but the potential for the connection to heal from that heartbreak, like the time of heartbreak ending and things getting better here. Because that heartbreak did lead to the Two of Cups in reverse, so that's talks about the separation, right? And things getting better, maybe somebody blew something out of proportion, and that was part of it. This person blew something small out of proportion as an excuse to sort of put distance between you, but really it was rooted in their own low self-esteem, I feel. But I think you can get on with things from here. Both of you can. But it's going to be, working on your past problems, of course, and letting go of jealousy and regrets. But with that apology, I feel that it will make it a lot easier for you to accept getting over your regrets and your fears about this connection. And so that you can come back together and turn that two of ghosts, turn that upright, because the Two of Cups upright is a very beautiful soulmate card, mutual love, respect. But we did already see that with the major arcana version of that card, the Lovers. I just think that that's saying that, this time of you guys, this disharmony and this lack of cooperation, this time of cooling affection and lack of imbalance is coming to an end, and moving away from something, that's no longer serving you, moving away from this separation, from rocky waters in the connection to more positive waters. And it could represent this person leaving for someone else. For a couple of you, that person could have left for someone else, like had a secret affair with someone else. But don't freak out, don't be triggered. If that happened, then you will know it's happened. If not, then don't take that message. But regardless, they went off to do their own thing, and now they're coming back with the Chariot in reverse. A lot of selfishness in the decision to separate from you with this, in this connection, with that Chariot in reverse. If it were upright, it means that this person was just trying to find their own way in life for healthy reasons, taking control of their life. But with it being reversed, it their moving forward was just out of control. It was just a dumb decision, like to move away from you, from this connection. At least, that's my opinion, right? So the cards are saying that they moved away because there was discord in your connection, and maybe that overall, from a higher perspective, was the right thing. But it just made them feel out of control. Like, yeah, very conflicted, and put a lot of tension, obviously, between the two of you. I think it took them by surprise how much they missed you, and how vulnerable they felt, after they distanced themselves from you. And they did feel conflicted again, by two things that they loved, whether that third party was a family member, a friend, or an activity that they loved, and you. There was some sort of conflict between two things that they loved, or it could have been another person, like I said. But they're coming back. They're just going to have a hard time telling you the truth about, how they feel, because they're going to feel very overwhelmed. This communication card in reverse. They're going to do it because we already saw that they're going to do it. It's just going to be like very extremely overwhelming for them. But they're going to do it. And I do feel like, they are seeing you as someone that's in your power. And they're observing you, maybe through social media, through friends, or, physically observing you and watching you. See how his face is watching. It doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. I feel like they look up to you. They know that you're more mature than they are. And they envision you as someone who is loyal and kind and wise and stands up for yourself, but at the same time, out of their league, kind of, because they're a page and you're a king. And so they're watching to try to figure out, how to approach you. And all of this makes them feel like, really, again, out of control. Out of control is a big thing for this person. They don't like to feel out of control. It's like they get out of control real easily. And they're always trying to balance, their lives and their feelings and their thoughts. And, for a few of you, this person, they might be married to somebody else and they're wanting to have a secret affair with you. Because there's two cards indicating a secret affair, or maybe that's what you had in the past and this person left you to try to work things out with someone else. Potentially, a Queen of Pumpkins. But more so, I'm feeling like this Queen of Pumpkins is representing you, and their desire to come back to you is seeing you as someone who can give them the home that they really want, because we saw the Ten of Pumpkins came out at the start. And the Ten of Pumpkins is about marriage and home, and having that with you. So you're the Queen of Pumpkins. You're a queen of that home. And let's get these out of the way. So, yeah, again with the juggling here. Juggling energy, or at the very least, balancing a third-party situation, be it another person or not, and you. But finding balance in it. They are finding balance in it. But there are some delays still to this new beginning because of the Ace of Bats in reverse and the Ace of Imps in reverse. And part of that is they're not knowing how you feel and trying to figure it out, and feeling immature and shy about coming towards you. And fearing that, you would just, fearing telling you the truth, also fearing that you would argue and that you don't care as much about them anymore. But you will get there eventually with the World card. So with the World card in reverse, it's the marriage indicator that I was looking for, that ends the path of marriage journey, and it's in reverse, so it's saying it's like a 4-star review versus a 5-star review, but you will still be happy. There's just going to be a lot of things that you still need to work out here with the connection. Okay, and that's pretty clear all the way, through the entire reading. That's pretty clear that's going to take hard work in order for things to right themselves. But eventually you're going to have that 10 of Pumpkins with this person. I really feel that for you with this. If you stick it out, if you're able to work things out. I'm an optimist. I'm always on the side of the viewer, but I try to be fair. But I do feel like, things aren't going to go according to your plans, but happier times await you and are just around the corner if you don't give up, if you don't give into frustrations, okay? So thank you very much for watching this video. That was the longest of the three. Very long path to marriage here. I'm looking at, let's see, maybe 5 years. Not from now, but perhaps from the time that you first started seeing this person. So, if you just started seeing this person 1, 2, 3 years ago, then maybe you've only got 2 more years to wait before you get to marriage. Or if it's already been over 5 years, and it could be another 5 years. Don't shoot the messenger, but I'm getting 5 years for path to marriage. And remember, time is fluid. What you do today influences the outcome. So, and don't stress out too much about the timing. That's just more of, for the fun of it, just to give you some timing. But it regardless of how many years it's going to take, it is going to be a longer journey to marriage, okay? Just a little bit on the longer side. It's not going to happen tomorrow or next month or next year. But you'll get there. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And have a good night.